Welcome to episode 54 of Winning with the Home Team. I'm Katrina.
And I'm Todd.
And man, I'm so excited about today. We have the most remarkable guests and friends on the podcast. These guys are stellar parents. They're stellar Christ followers. And they are none other than Kara and Derrick Kinney. What's up, guys?
Welcome.
Great to be here. Thanks for having us.
Man,
We had to break into the studio in the prayer room. I felt guilty about that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we really need to take that sign down.
But we do pray, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Man, how long have we known each other?
Gosh.
I guess
at least probably over 20 years, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just reminded me, Derrick, that Connor and Hannah played sports at the LC.
They did.
And I just joked and said, I guess I was 12 at that time.
Yeah.
Right.
Because, wow, that just seems like a lifetime
Yeah.
ago.
It does.
So, introduce yourself and tell us about your family.
Okay. I'm Kara Kinney, and we have 4 kids. Our oldest is 26, and then we have 24, and then 22, and 20, 2 girls, 2 boys. They are the most incredible humans on the planet. I love them much.
All days or most days? I mean, let's give people a ratio here.
All days. I love them.
All days.
Okay, that's good.
Most days I really, really like them.
Okay, so there's a
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
Most
We want
days.
to give the audience the truth.
Yeah.
It's important here. Yeah, Derrick Kinney, been married 31 years.
Yeah. High five.
31
Yeah.
years, yeah. Way to go,
Nice.
way to go.
Congratulations.
I
Thank
still
you,
like
thanks.
you, too.
Which is good.
Most days?
Most days.
Yeah.
Most days.
There's the love lane and the like lane. We want to make sure you're in one of those lanes. It's important. That's very, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 kids. I think one of the things I'm most proud of is they're all 4 entrepreneurs, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
And quick story on that. So I'm at a stoplight with my son Dylan, our youngest, about a year ago. And I've learned talking to boys, it's hard to have face-to-face contact. It's better to look straight ahead through the windshield.
Yeah.
And just things happen at stoplights.
Yeah.
So we're headed to his favorite burger place. I said, you play your playlist. And I said, Dylan, what do you want to do when you grow up? What's your next move? Well, Dad, I think I want to start a business. And I said, why? He said, well, that's because that's what our family does. And I was in stunned silence. I realized, you're right. That is what our family does.
Yeah.
And it just hit me that as parents, we try to teach so much, but more is caught than taught.
Yeah.
He just simply grew up believing that, well, because everybody else does it in our family,
Yeah.
then he
Yeah.
could do it as well.
Yeah.
So it was a really cool moment.
Do you see that they all have the similar talent to do that kind of thing? Or is this something that they have to grow into?
Well, I mean, they all have had unique talents and challenges. I think one of the things that has helped us is to not live out our dreams through them.
Right.
You know, and we'll talk about it later probably, there's a process that we go through every year as a family to ask them, okay, what it is that you want,
Yeah.
and then how can mom and I help you get what it
Yeah.
is that you want?
Right.
And I think it's just that question asking that lets them have the freedom to say, well, here's what I want.
Yeah.
Like Dylan, for example, the story pops into my head. One time he said, well, I want to walk across the ocean on a tightrope. And we kept very straight faces. We were like thinking,
How old was he at this point?
what the heck?
6 or 7.
Probably 6 or
Okay,
7.
cool,
Yeah.
cool,
But in
cool.
his mind, legitimate request, legitimate goal.
Yeah.
Right.
We're like, okay, son, that sounds very interesting. Let's talk through some steps of how to do that. Okay. And looking back, it sounds funny, but we just believed in his idea, and we don't want to be the ones that tell him it wasn't going to work. He soon discovered that on his own.
Yeah.
He remembers that we believed in him.
Yeah.
That was the goal.
Okay.
I think I would add to that and say that we've always tried to cultivate. We support each other.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
are for each other.
Yeah.
And from when they were really small, just cultivating.
Yeah.
We believe in everyone.
Right.
And you can
Right.
do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And so whatever we can all do to help you do what you want to do, and that's a win for all of us.
Yeah.
And so
That's so hard to do. You know, our kids, it's amazing to me that I look at them and I go, how are you even related? Like, you don't even have similar interests. They all grew up to be completely different, you know,
Yeah.
people. And I don't know how they grew up in the same household. You know, it's just weird. And we had, last week we had a guest on that was talking about, he had a conversation with his daughter because she was doing athletics and he had to say, look, maybe this isn't the path for you. So did you ever get to a point with one of your kids where you had to have those type of conversations, or did they always gravitate towards that entrepreneurial spirit?
that's a great question. And I would maybe not specifically the athletic conversation.
Right.
Although one of our kids, if they were sitting here, would say they are not the most athletic one in our family, but at least through school.
Yeah.
But but I think that sometimes you do have to have the hard conversations and say, okay, what's realistic, or what does this really mean, or what,
Right.
it's not, you're super talented here, or I see this great strength here,
Right.
but this doesn't seem to fit
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
who you are.
And they're receptive to
And
that
so,
when you have
maybe.
that. Yeah. Welcome to
maybe not.
parenting.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe tears, maybe
Yeah.
something gets thrown.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right. Yeah.
hard conversations are hard conversations, but we're parents, and so you have to have the courage to have them.
Right.
Because if we're not having them, and then who else is going to?
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
And we ought to be the people that they trust the most.
Right.
Yep.
And no matter what happens, man, I got your back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll
awesome.
always love you. Got you.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, today's topic is balancing the schedule without losing the
I
family.
love this.
Well, that's good. Yeah, good topic.
I love this
Okay.
topic.
So let's just expand it, past sports. So whatever their interests were, take me back to, let's say, when they were like 8, 10, 12, and 14, maybe. They're 2 years apart, right?
Yeah.
Man, first props, Kara. Great job.
That was God's decision, not mine.
And listen, I know their kids, they're all really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good, strong adults.
Yeah.
So, first of all, great job from afar.
I would echo
It's
that
cute.
too. I was
Yeah.
near. Great job. Yes, very good.
It's the grace of God. God does
Derrick,
his
you
work.
watched it happen too. And
I
you're
was
like,
right.
this is impressive. Yeah.
It's really cool. Yeah.
As you have 4 kids that are 2 years apart, I'm sure schedules were crazy. Before we dip into the schedule conversation, did your family have a motto or a purpose statement or something that guided you down the road to manage all the schedules and the to-dos?
That's a great question. I don't know that we really had a motto or a purpose statement.
Or a value?
A value
Values.
was we're together.
Yeah.
We did not divide and conquer unless we absolutely had to.
Yeah.
We tried to, everybody did everything.
Yeah.
And we created a lot of fun
Yeah.
Yeah.
by doing everybody
Yeah.
does everything.
Yeah.
And so, often, if baseball practice was an hour away and, Dylan loved fishing, then you bet that we had fishing poles in the back of the car and we had the baseball stuff and we had whatever everybody, and you drop one kid off and then you go find a pond to fish in for an hour and then you go back. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
so those are normal,
Wow.
rhythms that just the
Yeah.
car would be packed with footballs and volleyballs
Yeah.
and soccer balls and baseballs and whatever.
Yeah.
And then while one kid was doing one thing, we'd be standing in the parking lot playing,
Yeah.
throwing the football
Yeah.
or doing whatever. Just
Yeah. You're engaged.
Yeah.
just engaging,
Yeah.
but everyone. We're
Right.
all, we're all together.
That's good.
Man, that's crazy because how many times have I heard the statement, well, let's just divide and conquer,
Yeah.
Or I'll be talking to a mom or a dad
Yeah.
and I'll say, hey, where is your spouse? And
Right.
they're with the other one. We're just dividing and conquering.
Yeah.
But the fact that you guys, your values were being together like that, it just takes intentionality, right?
Right.
You
Right.
have to be intentional and then just kind of go with it.
You do, yes.
Yeah.
We traveled together, we traveled a lot with a couple of our kids that played sports.
Yeah.
And so, many a year we were, in a gym playing volleyball on Easter Sunday. And that's not ideal. That's kind of a
Yeah.
bummer.
Yeah.
But we were.
Yeah.
And so we
Right.
were all there and we all,
Yeah.
Yeah.
made the best of it. And you don't leave God in your pocket or leave him in Texas when you're in Chicago.
Right.
God's with you wherever. He's
Yeah.
with you on the court. He's with you, whatever.
Yeah.
You make the choice to invite him into that or you
Right.
make the choice to leave him out.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And
Yeah.
so, I remember one particular tournament in Chicago, for whatever reason, the powers that be thought it was a great idea to rent like a stripper bus for the girls for
A stripper bus?
yes, like the buses that have the stripper poles
Yeah.
in them.
Oh, my
Where's this
goodness.
going?
Sorry. But these are, 13-year-old girls,
Yeah,
and
right.
on Easter Sunday, and I remember
Oh my
thinking,
gosh.
whose great idea was this?
Yeah.
This is so dishonoring to the Lord.
Yeah.
I mean, of all the days, this
Right.
is our transportation. This
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
so dishonoring. And the girls were not being dishonoring. They were a great group of girls.
Right.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I was just like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you had to decide, is it really terrible? it's just a thing. It's just a bus. And it's providing a service. It's taking us from one place to another. And so I get to decide how I choose to respond.
Right.
And so you decide how you respond.
Yeah.
You might have to be in another state on a court on a day that you would rather not be. You'd rather be at church.
Yeah.
But you're not. And so you make it what it is.
Sure.
Yeah.
I love, there's so much gold in what you're saying because the mental picture of a parent taking their child to practice and having a sibling, a lot of parents will say, ooh, it's a long day at work. I'm going to sit in this chair, and their child just takes off and runs, and, you know, they find something to keep them occupied. But the mental image of you, you know, throwing a football with one of the other siblings or something and being engaged, like, that's so good. That's so good because you're taking advantage of the time that you have with your child.
Yeah.
And I feel like we miss those opportunities a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the best. Our kids will still talk today about playing football inside convention centers. You know, we just pick up little flag football,
Yeah.
you know, and, you know, throwing the
Focus
ball,
points and-
focus point. Yeah. I mean, all the things that, you know, you just create fun wherever you are.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's intentionality.
Yeah.
You have to work at
100%.
it. You
Yeah.
can't just sit in your chair and
Yeah.
be on
that's
your
so
phone
good.
doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yes.
Because
Gotta
they'll
put
get
that
bored
down.
too. I mean,
Yes.
we don't want. I mean, it's like
Yes.
we're doing this. You might as well what you can't get out of, get into. So
Right.
let's make this a memorable experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we kind of came up with this crazy idea called focus points. And so basically, let's say if Hannah was playing volleyball on the inside, and it was a break, and then be like an hour and a half break, we'd be in the parking lot over in Garland or Plano. Okay, let's just practice the football, and then they would build up credits that I would kind of build up. I would give them like a certain amount of money in a bank in my mind of, okay, so it would just keep them active.
Yeah.
They actually converted that to stock a while back, which is
They
kind of
did.
cool. So yeah.
So certain challenges
Yeah,
you would
yeah,
give
yeah.
them. So it'd be a challenge, and then if you accomplish the challenge, then you would bank. You
Okay.
know, however many.
Okay.
So this challenge was worth 10. This
Yeah.
one was worth 15
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
And then they
Yeah.
would bank them, and so it was
Yeah.
kind of a way to
But it taught them because
reward.
Yeah.
I like money, and so I was teaching them. You're working hard, doing a skill. I'm paying you. So it's like, okay, because I wanted them to have an incentive.
Right.
Because when you reach the point of like, just do this because I said so. Wah,
Yeah.
wah, wah.
Yeah.
Do this because here's what's in it for you. This sounds great.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, that kind of, it's the whole WIFM, what's in it for me principle.
Yeah.
You know, once they realized, hey, this has helped me get better and I get a little bit of money out of
Yeah.
the deal. It's great.
Yeah.
You know, so it's fun.
That's
good.
really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Take me back to a time frame when life was just crazy, maybe with young kids or with teenagers. What did a schedule that you look like remembered?
Oh man, I mean, we were gone probably every night of the week. You know, there was a practice or a game or something every night.
Yeah.
I mean, lots of Chick-fil-A.
I was going to
Lots.
ask what happened to dinner during those nights. Yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it wasn't uncommon that we might have 2 and sometimes even 3 meals at Chick-fil-A
Yeah.
multiple times a week because it was just easy.
Yeah.
It's healthier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you can choose healthier.
Right.
And so, yes. And I don't love to cook. If I was a really awesome mom and I was a meal planner and I could think ahead and have all
Yeah.
these great meals planned,
Right.
then we could have done that. But I'm not. And
Yeah.
so I just had to embrace who I am.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. There's a lot of moms out there saying amen right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they loved it too. So, I mean, it was,
You know,
cool points for you again.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
what it is. And so, you know, that's just who I am. So
Yeah.
we made it work that way.
Yeah.
You know, you pack a cooler and you have your snacks and your drinks, and my car was dirty most of the time. And,
Yeah.
you know, it is chaotic. It's always coming and going, and,
Right.
you know, all of those things. And we're not people that have to have a lot of downtime. We have a pretty big margin for activity. And so, you know, we could be on the go a lot and it was okay.
Yeah. Did it ever get to the point where you had to say no to things?
We tried to say yes as much as we could.
And why is that?
Opportunity.
Yeah.
So if one of the kids really wanted to do something, we try to say yes as much as we try to say, okay, how could we make this work?
Right.
You know, and if we can make it work, let's make it work.
Yeah.
I can't think of something that we said. I'm sure there were things that we said no
Yeah.
to, but big
Yeah.
things, you know, we really tried to say yes.
Yeah, I think that the biggest challenge for us was navigating a lot of the specialty sports
Yes.
where there was a lot of money involved and you got to
Yeah.
pick the teams
Yeah.
and it's super competitive. And
Yeah.
I mean, to your point, it reminds me there was one point where we were in a divide and conquer phase in the sense that Hannah was playing volleyball, Connor was playing baseball, select. There had to be one period I was out of church for like 7 or 8 weeks, just because there'd be tournaments or travel and this kind of stuff. And so you just realize it's part of it. But one of the things I would say, and I learned this through the process, was there can be guilt and shame from people from church about, well, you shouldn't be choosing baseball over church.
Yeah.
And we used to think the same thing, candidly. But until you get there and you're faced with it and you realize this is the only path, if your son or daughter wants to pursue that sport, that's the path to go down. So what I realized was the wiser person embraces that and says, hey, we miss you, but we also understand what you need to do. You know, because people mostly, they don't want to miss church or they don't want to miss these things.
Yeah.
But to make them feel guilty for doing it is really not a really profitable path. I'll put it that way.
So, you know how, like, go ahead. Finish.
I was just saying, I also think the individual families, you have to ask the Lord, what does
best?
our family need to do?
Right.
You know, and it might be different. We could all, you know, ask God about our specific families, and there would be a different answer.
Right.
And so for us, for our family, it was, we're going to participate in these things. And we didn't draw hard lines on Sunday sports. We did Sunday sports for years and years. And so it just is what it was.
Yeah. And you hit on a nerve that we've talked about extensively on this podcast with what do you do about select sports and Sundays? And what if that turns into, okay, you have spring season, then you have summer season, then you have fall season, and you look up and you're like, well, we haven't been to church in like 3 months. What do you say to those families? I mean, I know you say that it goes down that road as far as where they have to go, but where's the line?
I think you have to ask God where the line is for your family. And, you know, I mean, like I said before, you don't have to leave God. I mean, God doesn't reside only in the building of the church. God resides everywhere. And so if you're in your family, if it's normal conversation, if you're bringing it into the things that you're doing and you're living that, you know, to me, that's a win. You know, the community of the church is where that, you know, you're lacking in that maybe, you know, where you're not having that. But, you know, there's also options often to where you can be in a midweek home group or you can, you know, participate in something that's not on Sunday morning. And so, you know, we did home groups a lot to where our kids were around other people. And so those seasons when we were gone a lot of Sundays and also you just creatively look at the calendar and say, fall season is this, but usually you have a break, you know, for 3 or 4 weeks. And then, you know, whatever winter season or spring season kicks up. But usually it's not complete overlap week after week after week. Usually there's a bit of a break in between. And so, you know, I think it's just being creative. If I had to say bottom line, you have to look at the calendar and say, how can I creatively make this work and happen? And everyone, you know, we're keeping God the priority in our family. We're keeping our family a priority in our family. You know, I just creative. Be creative.
Sure.
Tell us about your faith walk as a family.
I mean, one thing I will say is that our kids did do a university model school where they were at school when they were young, 2 days a week, and older, 3 days a week. And that truly was a gift in terms of schedule for us. Because I am a taskmaster, and if they'd been at school all day and then we were gone every night, I just would have been tasking my way along versus building relationships. So for our family, God knew that I was either going to task my way or I was kind of like, oh, they're at home. I got to like slow down a little bit. And so part of that also was just the slow down times were times that we, you know, would build and talk. We did family devotions in the mornings, times that we homeschooled. You know, we did like a worship time, you know, and so I'm a lover of the Word of God, of Scripture, and so Scripture has always been a part. You know, always memorizing Scripture. I would throw marshmallows at the kids, or Skittles, or M&Ms to, you know, get them
that
to
incentive.
Yes, and you know. I don't remember his name, but who was the guy that used to stand and bring donuts for the kids on Sunday mornings?
Oh, yeah.
Ron, Mr. Ron.
Yes,
Mr.
Ron.
Oh, my kids loved him.
Yes. So right, creative motivation,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you just
Yeah.
creatively
Right.
motivate the things that you want.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes it's a simple thing. It's just leaving your Bible open on the table,
Right.
and then it promotes a conversation.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you know, hey, I was reading this. What do y'all think about this?
Right.
Or you want to know about this crazy thing that actually the Bible says? That's crazy, y'all.
Yeah.
You know, so you just creatively,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
promote interest
I
in
love
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you protect your marriage? I mean, you guys, let me
Oh,
tell
good
you,
question.
I commend you guys because you actually like each other.
We
It,
do.
it
Yeah.
seems like.
I like
And but how did you, in the chaos of all that and the
a great
scheduling,
question.
protect your marriage?
That's a great question. Not always, it has not always been easy, and we definitely have had some bumps in the road.
Sure.
And so I think that together, you
Yeah,
know, when
yeah.
you divide and conquer,
Yeah.
you kind of start to build
Yes.
separate.
Yeah.
And you also realize that when you're building separate, you're around a lot of other people that are building separate too. So you're meeting other men and women, and you're
Yeah.
having these conversations. And,
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
and
Yeah.
I'm not saying
yeah.
that's bad.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying
There's
that
danger.
can chink away at that wall of protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so together helps because we were always, you know, running things together.
Right.
And that's not to say we drove to every practice together. No, we didn't.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
might take one kid to practice and he might stay with the others and get homework done or
Right,
whatever.
right.
That's not to say that. But the intentionality was we are in this together.
Yeah.
We are
Right.
not just dividing and conquering.
That's so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love that.
Did you guys have weekly meetings where you sat down and was like, okay, this is the schedule? Like, you know, what were some of the communication pieces that you guys used to stay together?
Oh, great question. Do you want to answer that?
What would you say?
A shared calendar, for
Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
shared calendar. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely shared calendar. I think anything outside the ordinary
Yeah.
was definitely communicated.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you're going to have your
Yeah.
Tuesday night, Thursday night, Monday night, whatever. You know, practice
Yeah.
is always
Yeah.
in a rhythm.
Right.
And so anything out of the ordinary, I think, was like, oh, hey, by the way, this is happening this week, or,
Yeah.
you know, this is happening, or
Right.
I signed you up for this.
Which
might
never
have done
happened.
Derek,
might
what
have
are
done that
some
once or
things that
twice.
Kara signed you up for? Do tell.
One of the favorites, not at the time though, but I did learn to love it. I think you called me and said, hey, you're going to be the announcer for Grace Prep Volleyball. I said, really? Okay. But it was one of my all-time favorite things.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
loved it.
Right.
Loved it. What else have you?
I've signed you up for a couple of board situations.
Couple board situations.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Grace Prep one, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I really did enjoy that. Yeah.
How long did you do that?
Maybe 2 seasons.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was during, when Hannah, I mean, there was one time I think Hannah, she got like 15 serves in a row.
Oh,
It was,
so
a, big,
fun.
it was a big deal.
Yeah.
but,
So fun.
Yeah.
I mean, if so, it was obviously against the
It was
team
the
that-
announcer.
yeah. Yeah, it was the state
Okay,
championship.
Katrina,
of
it
course.
was
No,
the
I'm just kidding.
announcer.
Yeah.
No, it's against the team we probably shouldn't have been playing, honestly.
Yeah.
So do you think your kids picked up that habit of, now that they're adults, the scheduling habit, the way that you guys did?
Oh, you're making me think about that. They're all so different.
Yeah.
So super A-type personalities, but also like fly by the seat of your pants
Yes,
personalities.
yes,
So we have
yeah.
all of it.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all pretty good though at keeping their stuff, keeping on top of their stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not a lot that we. Yeah. They're
Now,
good at-
you guys have 2 son-in-loves, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Loves. That's
How
right. That's
how
right.
has the addition of your 2 son-in-laws, how has that changed the family dynamic? I mean, obviously,
Oh, for the better.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's so fun.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you know the story, but this is where God was really, really good to me personally. And that I knew both of my now son-in-laws before my daughters knew them.
Really?
Which is so
Oh,
rare.
wow.
It was a total gift.
yeah.
Yeah, so quick story. So Chris, Lauren's husband, he and I were groomsmen in a wedding for a friend of ours.
Okay.
I think they brought me in to kind of skew the age up and they got senior citizen points.
That's funny.
But I remember at the bachelor party talking to him and so forth, and thought, this is a really nice guy. And I remembered at the reception when they were dancing and stuff, thinking I could see him dating one of the Kinney girls,
Yeah.
just as plain as day. And so we, for a long time, hosted a group at our house called Family Dinner. It was for young people, college, newly married. And so we invited Chris, and suddenly Lauren took an interest in family dinner, and then they connected. And then what was crazy was, we would have events from Lake Church at our house. And at one of the guys' birthday parties, I remember talking to Stephen, who is now Hannah's husband. And the Holy Spirit, plain as day, said, invite him to family dinner. I said, okay, hey, Stephen, would you like to come to family dinner? He's like, what is that? So he started coming. And then of all things, it was the night celebrating Lauren and Chris's engagement that Hannah and Stephen had their first actually real life conversation. And that's how they hit it off.
Wow.
And so it was the craziest thing to think that I had the blessing to know them both as friends before they became my son-in-laws.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like hitting the lotto twice.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I'm so thankful
That's
for
good.
that. I mean, it's just fantastic.
They're great
Yeah.
guys.
Great guys.
I will say it's funny to see the boys learn one of our sons in particular likes to learn how to push buttons.
Yeah.
And so he has learned how to push the buttons of the brothers-in-law.
Oh,
And it's
really?
so funny.
Nice.
It's so funny.
Wow.
That's good.
Yes, he has learned.
I was sitting here, I had a question, and I'm like, yeah. Like, I totally lost my question, so that was awesome.
Tell us this. Is there an age that you love most out of all their ages?
I mean, I love the adult.
Yeah.
I mean, that's super fun. But truly, I mean, we loved all the ages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me,
So
it's been,
much fun.
I would say 0 to 26.
Yeah, I would say
That's
been the
a
best
great
ages.
Yeah.
That's
Zero
a
to
great
Yeah, that
age.
range is just the best age
wait,
range.
I'm not
Yeah.
a big baby person.
Right.
I will learn to be when I have grandkids, but I'm not a big baby person.
Yeah.
So I didn't love the
Yeah.
baby stage as
Yeah.
much. So, but all the other ones I
That's
love.
fair.
There's so much discovery.
Yeah.
All the years. I mean, don't get us wrong. There's been some tough years. We've
Yeah.
had some tough
Yeah.
years with the
Right.
kids. But even in the tough years, you have to remember God is working.
Yeah.
God is still doing his extraordinary work, even when things look like they will never change or that they have gone south really fast.
Yeah.
And even, there's been times when we thought, we don't know how this is going to end, or we don't see an outcome to this that's good. This seems really scary, and this seems really out of our control.
Yeah.
But, trusting God to be at work in the people he created, means that things can be really hard, but there's still a big hope.
Yeah.
And things can change. God does reversals all the time.
Right.
And so even in the hardest things, we have seen God do incredible reversals and just give hope in really hard circumstances.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you guys most looking forward to?
Right now?
Yeah. With your kids specifically.
I like, well, the answer for me is not grandkids.
You don't,
I'm
you
not
don't
like-
have
You don't
any
want-
yet,
Okay.
right?
You don't want
no,
grandkids?
No,
Well,
I'm just
yeah.
not, I'm not like peer pressuring our kids to have
Yeah.
grandkids.
Okay.
Right,
There
right.
you go.
Like a lot of fellow friends ask, no, just they have lives.
Just chill.
They don't
Yeah.
need to have kids.
Yeah.
Right.
Kids are great, but I'm not pressuring them. I want them to have a life together. Like, we've encouraged our kids, even if you want to move away, great. We're going to miss you, but you need to form your identity as a couple away from us.
Yeah.
That'll make you a better couple.
Right.
And so what I'm most excited about is just seeing them follow their path.
Right.
If that means having kids right away or not, great.
Yeah.
And doing what they want to do and going through conflict together and challenges together and finding their relationship with God together, that's great.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Right.
Yeah.
Just seeing that happen in real time.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's with the kids, one thing I'm most excited about is seeing how they have built relationships with each other outside of us.
Yeah, that's so good. I love
Yeah.
that. That's my
such
favorite.
a
Yeah.
sweet
Yes,
gift.
yes.
It really is.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And
My wife
so-
always said, I don't care. We have 5. And
Okay.
she always said, I don't care what happens, but at Thanksgiving, I want everybody around the table, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. But more than that, I want you guys to have relationships with each other. And it's so cool as they get into the adult stages where like they're having conversations with each other that we don't know about. And my wife's like, I'm not jealous. Like that makes me so excited that, they're doing that. So that's a really cool moment.
I love that.
It's cool to watch that.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's super fun to watch that.
Because the sibs can say stuff to each other that if we say it still goes in one ear and out the other.
Absolutely.
The sibs can bring great pressure
Yes.
and force on a
Yeah.
situation
Yeah.
that we
That's
can't even
true.
touch.
Yeah.
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 And we joke, at some point there'll be stories that get told later on that we won't believe.
Yeah.
Actually, they know them all,
Oh man.
but we
Right.
don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Like 10 years. Give me 10
Yeah.
years
Yeah.
and tell
Yeah,
me all
yeah,
the
yeah,
things
yeah.
where you nearly
Yeah.
died.
Yeah.
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 Let me ask you this. I know that it's about perspective, but what is the most stressful thing about parenting adults?
Ooh, probably keeping my mouth shut.
Oh no, talk about that. Like, what do you mean?
Well, they're adults,
Yeah.
so they get to choose.
Yeah.
And I might have thoughts about a lot of things,
Yeah.
but unless we're asked,
Yeah.
we ought not to share our thoughts.
Right, right.
And truly God has taught me a lot about trusting him in that, and
Yeah.
that I can keep my mouth shut and he's working,
Right.
and he's going to work it the way he wants to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't have to have control of that.
Right.
I like to have control of things.
Yeah.
I like to have a plan. I like to know where we're going. I like to have a say in what we're doing. But they're adults.
Yeah.
And so God is the one who needs to speak to them
So
more
good.
than I need to speak
Yeah.
to them.
So
Yeah.
true.
And so,
Yeah.
and that's me. That's a me issue.
Yeah.
It's not a them issue. That's a me issue.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Right.
keep it shut.
That's so hard to
Keep
do,
it
though.
shut.
So hard to do. My son came home from college in his, I guess he was a sophomore, and it was at Christmas. He was at Alabama. He comes home. He's sitting on the couch. I walk by him, and I had to do a double take because he now has 2 earrings.
Wow.
And I was like, and my wife just looked at me and went,
Right.
Shaking his head.
Good
Shaking
sign
your head
language.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and she had the conversation with me later. She's like, look, there's a lot worse things. Like he's on a pre-med track. He's a good kid. He makes great grades. He's not out there drinking and partying. And I was like, I know. She's like, so you can let this go, And I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
that's just hard for me to do.
Yeah.
But that's, oh my gosh, that's such a good word, because you have to do that and to continue the relationship with them. Because what I found out later is he was waiting for me to say something. He was already, prepared for that argument, and disarming him by not saying anything actually helped our relationship a little bit.
Yeah, that's
So,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wise there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't do it on purpose. I stumbled into it.
Yeah.
Right.
And your wife
Yeah,
helped.
it's good.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
tremendously.
What about you, Derrick? Is there something that you've thought of?
Well, I think just they're adults now. And so in my mind, I like to think of things in boxes. It gives me order. And so now they're in the box of they are adults. And so now we're peers. So I'm still their parents, but I don't treat them like I'm their parents anymore. Now we're on the same level playing field. And so like one of our kids called me today asking a question, and I thanked them and I said, hey, I'm happy to help. Anytime you ask, I'm always happy to help. But I don't want to be that parent that's always pestering them and telling them what to do,
Yeah.
because that time is over.
Yeah.
Now it's still the more is caught than taught type of mentality.
Yeah.
But also they need to make mistakes. I mean, I would rob them if I tried to snowflake adult parent them. That'd be a disservice to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they need to figure stuff out. They need to struggle.
Right.
They need to have conflict together. And if we're jumping in to solve that, we really ruin the end of the movie for them.
Yeah.
And they deserve better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, last question. Let's say that there's some parents of young kids, elementary, junior high, maybe even high schoolers. Some parents listening. What advice would you give them as they continue to parent?
Want me to go? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, one thing I've learned is two things. One is you're don't focus as much on today. You're not parenting for the person they are today. You're parenting for the person they're becoming.
Yeah.
And keep that forward mentality in mind, because the stuff you do today will be remembered tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is the stuff that you do today, is it going to help them become a better version of them? And is it a hill that's needed to die on
Right.
today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the second I would just say is, like, as our kids have gotten older, Carol will tell you, I've struggled because I question, did I spend enough time with them? Because my brain goes back to, well, they're not around recently, so maybe I didn't spend as much time. She's like, no, you spent a lot of time. And then I think back, I did spend a lot of time. So I'd rather have the pain of, now I just miss them, but I spent a lot of time with them,
Yeah.
than I miss them and I regret
Right.
not spending all the time with them.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just would tell parents, the past has passed and you are where your feet are right now.
Right.
So just make the next best decision to be the best parent you can be.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
And also realize the only real power you have is praying for your kids.
Yeah.
Control has an expiration date.
Right. Yeah.
But prayer lasts forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. I would echo that. I would say prayer is your most powerful opportunity for your kids.
Yeah.
If you're praying for them, you're asking God to move in their life in a powerful way. And he does that.
Right.
And that seems kind of like ethereal and I'm not doing anything. But actually, you're doing a lot of things when you're just asking God to do his work in their life.
Yeah.
And so if you can think, big picture vision, prayer is invaluable.
Yep.
Right.
I think from a practical thing, just remembering that their story is not done. Chapters are being written, but the book's not finished yet.
Yeah.
And so this hard chapter, God is working something,
Right.
and it's going to be a beautiful chapter later. Now, it might be really hard to understand or to see
Yeah.
how in the world is this mess going to
Right.
become something beautiful.
Yeah.
But that's the work that God does. That's the
Right.
story of salvation. That's the gospel, is he takes what's broken and
Yeah.
he makes it, he
Yeah.
restores it.
Yeah.
And he does that in them. And so
Right.
just remembering that page is going to turn. The
Yeah.
page will turn. So let God write the story that he's writing
Yeah.
and don't try to change it.
Right.
Let him write it.
Good.
Good.
Okay, I have one more.
Okay.
And it's a little bit of a curveball.
Okay.
But you guys, successful parents, right? And I love the vulnerability when you say there were some hard times,
There was.
right? I mean, you go through that. What kind of encouragement do you give to those parents out there that are single parents or grandparents that are raising their grandkids to get through that stuff because maybe they don't have the ability or even the energy as single parents or grandparents? What encouragement can you give those people today?
I think that God is your provider.
Yeah.
God is someone who strengthens you and enables you. He enables you to stand on the heights, according to Psalms. And so I think that if you can step back just for a second and say, I'm tired, or I don't know how to make this work, or this seems impossible to me, you lift your eyes to the one who can. And you might practically have to set some tighter boundaries. You might have to say,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I want to do that, but we just can't.
Right.
Or let's sit down at the table and let's figure out how to do it. I'm not sure that I can, but I'm willing to have a conversation with you, child,
Yeah.
to see
Yeah.
how we can make this work. If it's really important to you, I want
Right.
to make it work. But I think also I would just say the days are long, but the time is short. It's such a short time. It goes so fast. And it's so hard when you've not slept and when you're running, a bazillion hours, 22 hours of your day is,
Right.
On all the things that have to get done.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But truly, the days are long, but the years are just short.
Good.
And God is the one that provides and enables.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's good.
Good.
Man. So good. Thank you guys for coming on.
This is fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for
It
having
was
us.
Super fun.
We really need
Yeah.
to have a part 2 with you guys. Like that's not enough, but we're out of time.
Man, yes, we are out of time. And thanks so much for watching. We love to connect with you as well. So if you haven't followed us yet, go follow us, subscribe, like us. We are at LC Sports and Rec, or you can search Winning with the Home Team. We'll catch you guys next time. Have a great day.
Have a good week.
Man, thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed hearing us ramble about youth sports or other strangely interesting sports topics related to families, please go and like and subscribe to the show so that you can get regular updates when a new podcast is released. We'd also love to connect with you. Head on over to our socials. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We're under LC Sports and Recreation.
And if you're new to our podcast, go check out some of our previous episodes on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. There's some good stuff on there. And pay attention because these come out pretty quickly, weekly, as a matter of fact. And you're going to learn a lot about what we have to say with regards to our league and how to win with the home team.